once the dust settles and you start to see and unravel the minds of people, the true color and nature of human condition, human beings for what they are. Entitlement, superiority, you know, they have this narcissistic behavior about themselves, and they are very much self-indulgent. So once the cards are settled on a table, and once that the dust completely settles, you'll find that people will revert back to their original negative habitats of their imperfection and their ways and their errors. And I mean, I hate to be the one to say it, but they will not continue to, you know, help each other as a community. And this entire act of kindness is nothing more than a facade, in my perspective. Although it seems as if every time there's some sort of great chaos, people have a tendency to come together, to congregate, and to helping each other. But this is just me speaking from my perspective, and me speaking from my beliefs and my opinions and perspective. I mean, it might be negative, but do not misconstrue it as it being negative or positive. It's more of a balance. Like, everything that I embody and encompass and channel through myself is balance. And you find so much of human nature, the essence and the condition of human beings are that there's so much corruption at its core. And as someone as myself, I've broken free away from the matrix enslavement, from the entangles of this web of lies and of deceptions, and I removed myself away from the materialism and decadence of human nature entirely. And the truth is hard for people to digest. Knowledge and wisdom in itself is something that a lot of people refuse to accept the reality, accept knowledge, and of how to succeed and better ourselves, and focus upon the present and the future, and to actually serve greatness, to serve a purpose that is higher and greater than ourselves, than of our own selfish requirements and expectations, standards, our own self-interest, and the interest of our own hearts. So, as a misanthropic and a nihilist, I've seen so much throughout my duration of my entire life of being alive, of the corruption of mankind, how much it continues to manifest and destroy nature, destroying ourselves, destroying each other, neglecting the necessities of what is most important and vital. And at least one positive thing that had come out from the whole quarantine and coronavirus was that the air pollution is significantly so much better now. It's so much more cleaner now than it ever was before. And this is because, like, we've been, you know, isolating ourselves. We've been staying in our houses. We've been following protocols, and we have not been going out as much, you know. And like I always said before, we have one life to live for, one sacred existence. Existence in itself is vital. It's so pure in essence and should be enjoyed, you know. However, there are so many people that honestly do not care about each other. They don't care about their neighbors. Even in times of now, it's like there are people out there who constantly speak ill will and negative behind your back. They'll put words in your mouth. They'll manifest all these deceptions and lies to set you up. You know, they'll take advantage of you. Human nature will manipulate you and corrupt you down to the core until there's nothing left, until there remains nothingness and oblivion. Okay? And people are, honest to God, they are only interested in themselves, of what they could accomplish from corrupting or manipulating somebody else. And they have little to no interest of how you are doing personally, nor do they have the intention or desire to get to know you personally for who and what you are and what you stand for. You know, there's so many people that just hide up in their cells, in their houses, and you know, that's just the brutal, blackened, tainted reality in which we live and what we embody as a human civilization, unfortunately. And this kindness is a facade to me personally, because I see past the veils of deception. I see past the confusion, this age of materialism and confusion. We are, however, in the age of Aquarius, and humanity is facing the inevitable. We cannot postpone of what we cannot stop, or what is set in motion, or what we had ultimately inevitably done to ourselves or to each other. And there is no turning back. All that we have left for us is to move towards the future, and we are experiencing a consciousness awakening. There is a shift in consciousness of the world, and whether if people should decide to believe in that or not is entirely up to them. That's their prerogative. That is their own collapse, demise, and downfall. Okay? So as I had expressed in my previous video, in regards to baby boomers and traditional thinking and, you know, judgmental people of that nature, well, this all everything ties in and bodies together. So we are moving past and shifting past from our history, from our past, into the future. And we have no other choice but to materialize and manifest greatness and awakening. Ultimately, there's so much to be seen in life. There's so much to be enjoyed. And human beings have only been on this planet for such a, I would say, a short bit of time. We have not been here as old as the planet is. However, we have to make the best of our situation. We have to make the best of ourselves. We have to make the best of our time and what we do and what we manifest, what we choose or choose not to do. Actions have consequences, and actions should have morals and intentions behind what you do. It should be for something that is for an optimistic intention and positive belief. But understanding that in each and everyone's lives, we each have our own life to live. However, let's do something to gratify and rectify our situation and to change the colorations of our hearts towards, like I said before, something that greater than ourselves. And there are so many people who plot in secrecy. They would rather conspire against you and try to beef with you and to have a hatred and resentment towards you for absolute no reason in the world, other than, but with the exception that they're depressed, lonely, bored, and desperate, you know, and they have ultimately nothing better else to do with their time and their life. And unfortunately, they are the people that are degrading and belittling themselves. They're setting themselves up for and destined for failure. And you know, I don't create these videos just to hear myself talk. I mean, I create these videos in hopes to revolutionize, to change the world, to inspire through influence, and to captivate your mind enough to help remove those obstacles, remove a stigma of your mind that is concentrated upon emptiness, upon blockages. And I try to shift the consciousness of mortality of man, so that we may be able to together to change the world and to help inspire each other. And hopefully that, you know, through my videos I ultimately help to change the world through one person and one individual at a time. And you know, there's so many people that are absolutely going insane, from like the brink of insanity, from having to be cooped up in their house and to be in isolation. Well, to this I say that, well, like I said in my previous video, never say that you're bored. You always have something to do. You always have some sort of contribution of change to the world, and act upon it. Find the magic and discover the light within yourself. For whatever you do, try to make the world a better place. And you have that power, you know, you have that ability. It's just a lot of people, they don't think about it. They don't act upon it. They don't consider it. They're completely apathetic and lazy and stupefied and ignorant. And above all, just entitled. So, until we actually help to correct the social injustices of the world, then we are unfortunately at a stagnant state of consciousness.